go, there we go, there we go. All right, cool. Quick question before I start then. Put your hands up if you know what you actually want to do when you're older. All right, cool. Keep your hands there if you're 100% sure that you know this is what you want to do. All right, that's good, because I wouldn't expect you all to have your hands up at 14 anyway, so this is a good start. Cool. All right, good morning, everyone. My name's Jordan Young. I'm 27. I'm from East London. Some of you might have seen me on TikTok, socials, and stuff like that already. So yeah, let me actually, cool. Yeah, so I've got a business and it's called London Lighting. And currently I'm building a new one called Find My Filmmaker. How does this clicker work? There we go. London Lighting is basically a lighting company. So what we do is, I'll show you some of the things that we've worked on. We mainly light music videos, commercials, films, and stuff like that. So yeah, I've worked with a lot of these different people and it's quite a cool thing to do. We've been lucky enough to work with some of the biggest artists in the industry in different places in the world, and we've even made a lot of money doing it, sometimes generating up to 40,000, 50,000 pounds in a single month alone. So it's very lucrative. Running your own business can be very profitable, but it's obviously very difficult as well. The other company that I'm building is called Find My Filmmaker, and it's basically, it helps videographers, photographers connect with clients. So essentially, you could go on there, imagine it was your mum's birthday tomorrow and you needed to book a photographer for it. Like, that's sort of the premise of what we do with that business as well. But today, I'm not really here to talk about lighting or my other business. What I actually want to talk to you about is opportunity and how many different careers actually exist that most young people never really even realize are possible. Because I remember sitting where you're sitting now. This was me at 15, so yeah. Let me actually lift this up a bit. All right. We'll talk about after. But yeah, back to the point. At your age, I genuinely thought the only sort of jobs that existed was being a lawyer, being a doctor, or being a teacher. And no disrespect to any teachers in the room, I just didn't want that for me. Mainly because I cared a lot about money, and I never really seemed like to me that these jobs actually made a lot or were very exciting for me as a person with the things that I wanted to do. So for a while, my plan was to become a footballer. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. I promise I'm good, it just doesn't work out for everyone. And then when that didn't happen, I was left feeling a little bit uncertain about what I actually wanted to do. But here's the thing that I want you all to understand. It is very, very normal not to know what you want to do. I'm 27 now, and I'm only really just starting to understand it and get a grips on my life and where I actually want to go. Between the ages of 16 and 20, I tried loads of different things and nothing really stuck. I left college at 16 and I went straight into full-time work. I was working in Uniqlo as a sales assistant, and then after that I went and I worked at William Hill, and I was just doing jobs to get money. I was also doing a lot of things on the side, little businesses, coaching, random projects, just trying loads of things out, and nothing was really sticking, and it's because I didn't really have much of a clear direction. And then around 19, 20, I actually went down a bad path and I ended up serving a sentence in prison. And obviously that wasn't good at all. I know there's a lot of pressure in these areas, you can make a lot of mistakes being a young person, and it's okay because you can redeem yourself, but the reason I'm here is because the earlier you can figure out the stuff you want to do, the more likely it is that you'll actually be successful and avoid wasting time like I did. So I had a lot of time to reflect, and when I turned 21, something changed for me. I started to understand the power of learning for myself. A lot of people think that learning only happens between these four walls, between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., but it doesn't. School can only teach you so much. You have wonderful teachers around you, but they're not there after 3 p.m. They're not there on the weekends. Like, they cannot guide you through your life. Educating yourself is what's going to actually give you real freedom. So I started researching everything that interested me. This is a quote that I like. The capacity to learn is a gift, the ability to learn is a skill, and the willingness to learn is a choice. I started researching things like investing, business, opportunities, how to make money, how to talk and communicate with people, how successful people actually think. Basically, all the questions that I knew someone with my interest needed to ask, and that led me to start multiple businesses at around 21. So this was like COVID times 2020. I tried everything. A clothing brand, drop shipping stores, I built my own music studio, I was trying online businesses, YouTube channels, like, when I say everything, I tried everything. And most of them didn't actually work. But they helped me massively because I started to realize certain things. The things that I did like, the things that I didn't like. What was I good at? What was I not good at? And I discovered something really important. The best way to find out if something is actually for you is just to start it. Have the mindset of, if someone else can do it, why can't I? You lot all see me up here, I promise you I'm not special. If Jordan can do something, why can't you? Especially knowing the fact that you're 13, 14, 15 now. You've got a good 6 years on me in terms of when I actually started to really sort out my life. And that's actually how I started London Lighting. So someone brought lighting equipment into our studio one day. My business partner looked at me and he said, why can't we do that? Let's go get some lights. And that was literally it. I'm not going to bore you with the whole story, but it literally started from a thought of, someone's doing something, seems like they're making decent money, why can't I do that? Now we've worked with some of the biggest artists in the industry, as I've said, and we worked on massive productions. We own our own equipment, we have our own shop, and we built it into a successful business. But understand this, my business doesn't need to be your story. This is not, all right, cool. We know now lighting is the 4th job on our list. Let's go and do lighting, everyone. It doesn't need to work like that. In fact, in my industry alone, there are loads of different jobs where people are earning £400 plus per day, doing work that they genuinely enjoy and that it actually aligns with their life and the things that they want to do. So, here's an example of some of the jobs. So, for example, is anyone in here interested in art? Yeah, art. The person that did that. But yeah, like, for example, you could be an art director. So art directors go on sets, they build, they paint, they design the environments, and it's a very lucrative job that people love doing, especially if they're very creative. Anyone in here interested in cameras? Good. I've got friends that are videographers that are literally flying around the world, business class, making thousands of pounds, doing really, really cool things. The other day, my business partner flew to Nigeria to shoot the Burna Boy and Fredo video, and he said it was an amazing experience. So these are real things that you can do. You don't have to be a rapper, you don't have to be a footballer. Like, there's a lot of ways to actually have real lucrative experiences in your life. Maybe you're interested in music, some of you. You don't have to be a rapper to do that. In my industry, there's a job called being a composer, where they make the actual soundtracks and stuff like that for films, or you could work on set as a sound designer and you're controlling all of those different stuff. Like, I might not make it sound as interesting as they are, but if that's your passion and it aligns with you, it's something that you can do. You don't have to go and do the 3 or 4 things that you might know about sitting here right now in front of me. And this is just one industry. You can see all the different jobs on there. I'm not going to explain them all, but this was something I thought of in about 3 minutes yesterday. There's hundreds of industries out there. There's hundreds of different roles in these industries. So imagine what happens when you actually start exploring all of them for yourself. Whether you want to run your own business, whether you want to climb the ladder in a company, the opportunities are out there. You just need to open your horizons. I want you lot to repeat that. Open your horizons. Good. Now, I'm not going to be able to tell you today exactly what you can do with your life, and I'm pretty sure the answer would vary for every single one of you. But I can give you something that will kind of get you closer to figuring it out. So I'm going to leave you with 5 questions that you're going to need to ask yourself, and you're going to need to carry these questions with you for the next 10 years of your life, because the answers will probably change. Mine are still changing to this day. The first question is, what do you like? Like, what actually makes you happy? What's something that you could imagine yourself doing every single day? It's always a good place to start, because at the end of the day, no matter what you're doing, things will get difficult. And if you don't genuinely enjoy what you're doing, it's going to be a lot harder for you to stay doing it. Question 2 is, what do you not like? Don't spend your life forcing yourself into something that you genuinely hate. And no, this doesn't mean everyone get up and leave school tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. Like, there's necessary things that you're going to have to do. But as you get older and you become more independent, you're going to realize that you can actually impact the change in your life, and you can decide what you do versus what you don't do. Question 3, how much does money motivate you? At the end of the day, some people care about money, some people don't care about money. It doesn't really matter, but it is a question you need to ask yourself, because it will determine the sort of roads that you go down. Just please remember, having more money doesn't make you any better than any other person, and there's also problems in your life that money will never be able to solve, regardless of how much you can make. Question 4, what are some of the things that you're actually good at? Do you have genuine talents? Do you have genuine God-given gifts? Your strengths matter. Everyone in the room is probably going to have something that they're naturally better at another person than. Can you use this to actually leverage where you want to go to in your life? Once you understand your strengths, they become your superpower. Question number 5, what impact do you want to have? Do you want to leave a legacy? Do you want to help people? Are you someone who prefers to focus on working by yourself? Are you someone that likes working in a group? Do you care about animals? Do you care about technology? Like, what's the change that you sort of want to have in the world, if any? These are questions you need to ask yourself because it's going to impact you for the rest of your life. Understanding what you care about and the impact you have will help guide the choices that you're going to have to make. Answering these 5 questions will help you understand what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what direction might be right for you. And when you start thinking about those things honestly, everything becomes a lot clearer. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm a very transparent person and I've obviously got a passion for young people. So if there's any questions after, you can talk to Mr. Larkin about how to ask me. Some of you that will know already as well, I make a lot of content, especially for young people, 15 to 25, in terms of helping you understand where you might want to go, how to make money, how to do some of these things in the right way. So yeah, again, you can ask them after for my socials if you haven't seen them. And yeah, I just want to thank Mr. Larkin. I want to thank, did they call you Mr. Rob here? I want to thank Mr. Rob, and I appreciate you all listening, and I genuinely wish you all the best, and thank you.
There you go. Done? Cheers, guys.